Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're on to High Sport over High Television that comes up every Wednesday at exactly 6 p.m. with your favorite sports lady, Sonita Goni. And yes, I just told you that today we're having a special program where we are going to be looking into Work for Life Season 4, and it's going to be with a special guest in terms of this particular whole sporting festival. But before I get to introduce to you the face or the brain behind this particular initiative, let's get to watch a little bit of what transpired during last season in terms of Season 3 of Work for Life in Limbe.
Oppa Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style.
If you were very keen enough, you will look at the ambience, you will look at the fitness, you will look at how healthy these millions of spectators who showed who answered present in terms of last year's edition in Limbe, how very healthy they are, and equally how happy they were in terms of that particular edition. To tell you that the initiative is not just for relaxation, but equally it's there to make sure that the community, those in the community equally are being taught. And it's with this particular video that we get to introduce to you our special guest for today's edition in terms of a High Sport, who is a household name in and out of Cameroon in the world of sport. And many persons are familiar with the name. Today it's going to be another opportunity for you to hear the intellectual, the brain behind Work for Life, get to talk to you directly on your screen. And yes, to those who are equally already asking if the lines are going to be open, yes, the lines will be open for participation in terms of just text messages. No calls for today because we don't want a little bit of disturbances, but today we are taking just some messages, or if you have any contribution apart from calls, the line is open and the number is going to be on your screen: 650-34-7263, 650-34-7263. And back to our special guest. Like I earlier told you, it's a household name, especially for those in Limbe. And it's somebody that has contributed a lot in terms of the sport world. And equally, when we talk about the olden days in terms of one of the best sporting facilities, that name is a household name. And today we have more focus on the project, which is the Work for Life. And one of the vision bearers for this particular project, it's no other person that I normally call him president, and it's never going to get out of my mouth, because once you are a president, you will always remain a president, and that is President Henry Delacroix Jr., who is with me today to talk to us about the Work for Life, what it is all about. Good evening to you, President, and welcome on set.
Thank you very much, Sanita. The pleasure is mine. this opportunity to congratulate you and the entire management of ITV for the good work which you people are putting in. Well, as you can see, I'm in good health. I think that's the most important. I think that's all that matters. I'm in good health. Our sports projects are on course, of course. Keeping aside football, which interests most people. But I think for the rest, everything's on track. And like I said, most importantly, I'm in good health.
Definitely. And when you are in good health, that means that you can carry on with your activities. And we get to talk about what has brought us today here. Now, we know that such initiatives are normally triggered by some reasons. I want you to tell us what has been the story behind Work for Life.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I'd like to reiterate that the Work for Life isn't just starting today, as you know. We are in the 4th edition. All things being equal, we should have been organizing the 5th edition this year, but for reasons I think known to many in the world of sports, we were unable to organize the 4th edition last year, as we took that moment to restructure our academy. And here we are for the 4th edition finally. So the Work for Life generally was born in the year 2020, and principally, to put it plain and simple, it's just a oriented event aimed at sensitizing our communities on the benefits of physical activity or sports, if I may put it that way, on overall health and wellness. That's what the Work for Life is all about, principally. You know, the Jalaquan Sports Academy, contrary to certain opinions, is not just a football academy, or it's not a football-oriented academy. It's a sports academy, and in the past we've always had the history of organizing other sporting events apart from football, particularly the Limbe Edinal Marathon, which we used to organize years back, the International Marathon, 42 kilometers. And when we thought of the Work for Life, the idea was giving back to our community and doing something which can involve everybody, a non-competitive sport which can involve every single person. I don't think you need to be certified or you need to be a professional to walk. I think walking is the simplest form of physical activity which any human being can practice. So that was just the idea, giving back to our community, and most importantly sensitizing on the importance of physical activity on overall health and wellness. We all need to stay active, we all need to stay healthy, and sports or physical activity plays a great role as far as staying active and healthy is concerned.
Now talk to us, how has it evolved over the years?
Yes, the Work for Life has tremendously evolved over the years. Today it's more than a sports work. Many people you would easily want to, as you said, they Work for Life with the sports work. It's way more than that. We are now well and proper a health and fitness festival, and our research shows us that it's the biggest of its kind, not only in Cameroon but in Africa. The highlight of the event effectively is a 10-kilometer sports walk across the city of Limbe, which is well animated, very well animated. And we have other activities like raffle draws where other people randomly win prizes. All that in a bid to encourage people towards a regular practice. This year we've innovated with the fitness contest. We've innovated with the fitness contest after the sports walk, with the numerous groups that are going to participate. There will be different activities. There will be different activities that we are not going to disclose to the public, because some people may go and prepare and bring in professionals who would help them win the cash prize which is available on offer. All this is just simply in an effort to encourage physical activity, the practice of physical activity. Now, prior to that, I can say the most, in fact, the most sensible part of the Work for Life is the health campaign which we carry out. You know, screening for non-communicable diseases, practically hypertension, diabetes, and obesity. These are diseases which can be controlled with the regular practice of sports or physical education. And these diseases have certain complications which they cause and which may end up leading to more severe medical conditions if not put in check. I'm talking of eye-related diseases, kidney-related diseases, and heart-related diseases. All these multiple diseases will be screened for as well at the Work for Life. And this is done by a group of medical volunteers who exceed 40 in number, as well as specialist medical doctors accompanied by general practitioners who will be there to counsel and provide treatment plans for those who may be diagnosed with any of the diseases mentioned above and ensure long-term follow-up thereafter. I'd like to highlight that all these activities are entirely free of charge. Nobody coming to the Work for Life is going to spend a single franc for anything. And over the years, because of our community oriented focus, we've solicited sponsorship from a good number of companies, and we've been able to benefit from many of these companies coming in to, as you said themselves, as you said, their image with this project, because this is a community-oriented event. And this support from these companies has made it extremely possible for us to continue pushing our agenda, spreading our message of living healthy lifestyles, and makes it possible for us to carry out our activities which involve thousands of people, and giving us the possibility of getting more and more people to participate in the event. This year we are also innovating with the door-to-door health campaign, where we have selected certain premises, be it professional sites, certain residencies, and certain places of business, where our mobile teams comprise of medical doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians, amongst others, are going to move around and conduct this primary screening. And if anyone is diagnosed, they will be given a rendezvous for the next day during our main health campaign to undergo further tests, and then consult specialist doctors who will be present, and then establish a treatment plan going forward. So that's what it's all about. That's what it all entails. And those are the few innovations which we are bringing in for this year. There are so many other things which we have planned for the future, particularly taking these activities into many other towns and even beyond the national territory. We expect this to start happening as early as 2025.
Very rich indeed. Now talk to us. I know that we have a lot of fitness festivals in and out of Cameroon. What differentiates this particular one from others?
What differentiates the Work for Life from others is simply the fact that the Work for Life focuses on the community. Everything that we do is free of charge, and it focuses on the community and improving the quality of life and standard of living of members of our community through promoting healthy living. Now, at the Work for Life, we've put together resources, like I said, with the help of our partners and sponsors, capable of providing primary health care to well over 1,000 persons during this edition alone in Limbe. And this primary health care can go as far up to 60,000 francs per person if the person, or if for those who will be diagnosed, for example, maybe with high blood pressure or with the diabetes, with the further tests which we are going to do not only on that particular day, but even after, in terms of follow-up. There is a medical package of as much as 60,000 francs per person for initial follow-up, diagnosis, and establishing a treatment plan, and we are ready to do that for as many as 1,000 people. So that in itself differentiates the Work for Life from any other health and fitness activity which you may see, maybe which normally just center around a sports walk and aerobic exercises, and then people separate. As well, this year we've gone further than the raffle draw. We'll pick a few people to give prizes. We are making it possible to give as many as 1,000 people who will be present at the sports walk gifts. We have different gifts which we've put together, which I'm not going to reveal now. We have different gifts which we put together. At least everybody coming out from the Work for Life that is going to leave with something, at least a souvenir, and they can remember the event. Apart from that, we've also taken dispositions as usual to provide refreshment for every single participant after burning those calories. But like I said, on the main day, the most interesting part is going to be the fitness contest, which we are keeping secret for now in terms of which competitions we are going to carry out. But I think that's going to be the most exciting part for everybody who is going to participate.
Yeah, because I already have people bugging in terms of the various activities that I'm going to take part. I don't know how I'm going to escape that today.
Well, I can say the Work for Life, for those who participated, has always been interesting. I mean, it's more than the sports walk. It's more than the sports event. During this event, you come, you meet new people, you make new contacts, you interact, you have fun. It's Christmas, most importantly. There's nothing, I mean, there is no better way we can give back to our community than ensuring that we are in perfect health going into the festive season. So nobody who comes to the Work for Life ever regrets. And for those who maybe want to know what the fitness contest or what's all about, all I can simply say is prepare, organize yourselves in a group, and if the competitions which are announced on that day are favorable for you, you might just find yourself an extra 250,000 francs to enjoy your festive season.
Definitely. For those who are asking in terms of the various activities, like he rightly said, only on that day are you going to know which activities are going to be unveiled to you, and maybe you should come prepared. Any aspect of this particular edition, you should be able to fit yourself in it if you really want to enjoy this particular edition. Now, talk to us about last season. We know that there were some success stories out of it. Maybe you could tell us what were covered in terms of the third edition, and equally how many lives were touched.
Yes, during the third edition, unfortunately we didn't really have too much time to prepare for the third edition because of so many things which were happening during that period, particularly and most importantly the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. So we had just limited time to plan for it, but we were able to provide primary health care to around 500 persons. In that number, we were able to diagnose about 32% with either high blood pressure or high blood sugar, in other terms, diabetes. And these people were given treatment plans and were followed up immediately by our doctors and medical team in general that were there. This year, we are making it much more different because unlike last time around, there are going to be specialist doctors who are going to attend to severe cases on that particular day. We know on average in Cameroon to consult a specialist, it's about 15,000 francs just for consultation. On that day is going to be absolutely free of charge. And there's usually much excitement around the sports walk and the entertainment which happens during the sports walk and after the sports walk. I would just like to encourage more and more people to participate and take full advantage of the health campaign which takes place the day before the sports walk. We have, it may interest you to know that we have people who have already signaled their arrival from different countries. You have people living in the USA, living in Turkey, living in South Africa, living in Germany, just to come and participate in this particular event, because it gives them the opportunity to exchange, I mean, to mix with their community. Exactly. So one thing is certain, the organizing committee has put in place everything to make sure that the 2024 edition, which is the 4th edition, is an improvement and an upgrade from the previous edition in 2022.
Definitely, please. We are not receiving calls in terms of today's edition. Just send us your messages in terms of contributing in this particular edition. And for those who are asking when and where is it going to take place, Pastor?
Yes, so we have 3 days. The first day is the 12th of December 2024. We've highlighted a couple of sites which we intend to visit, certain administrative offices, certain factories, certain residencies where we are going to carry out this primary screening. The idea behind this was that we know we have working professionals who have the natural tendency of pushing their bodies to the limits, and if they are not really sick, they wouldn't normally go to a hospital for consultation. It's a popular saying which goes by, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So, being a working professional myself, if I'm not sick, I wouldn't go to the hospital. So, we know these people will normally not attend our health campaign because of their professional schedules. So, we are taking this health care to them. We are going to screen more than 500 workers according to our forecast. We are going to screen more than 500 workers at their duty post. They wouldn't have to go left, they wouldn't have to go right. We'll screen them at their duty post. And you know, hypertension, for example, may be caused easily by work-related stress. And many people may be hypertensive and don't know, and it may lead to other medical complications, which in the long run, whenever a doctor is going to advise you on maybe certain lifestyle changes which you have to adopt, physical activity is going to be advised or maybe imposed upon you. So we have that on the first day, which is the 12th of December. Then on the 13th of December, we have the mega health campaign, which is going to run from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The location is Manel Eatery, located just beside the Limbe Community Field, directly opposite UBA Bank, where we're going to have more than 30 medical doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians, including medical specialists who are going to attend to the immediate medical needs of the population. And on the 14th, we are going to have the much awaited 10-kilometer sports walk with the usual itinerary from Bota Hospital through the center of town, which ends at our academy in Manobe. Very, very much animated this time around. After that, we're going to have the fitness contest, where different groups of persons are going to contest for the grand cash prize, which is available. Then, of course, there will be replenishment of calories. And like I said earlier, every participant is going to leave with something which is our own little token for encouraging them to practice a healthy lifestyle, particularly the regular practice of sports and physical education. I would like to say that according to the program which we drafted, we'll advise all participants to come as early as possible. The official time is 5:30 a.m. on the 14th of December, where we'll particularly begin with the distribution of t-shirts. Now, we've put in place, like I said, a minimum of 1,000 t-shirts, but going by previous statistics and looking at the requests for participation which we've had this year, there is every indication that the number may be small in terms of the t-shirts we have. So we'd like to encourage people to come early, because t-shirts are going to be given on a first priority basis, or simply put, first come, first serve. There will be no t-shirts reserved for anybody. I know in an event like that, the first thing everybody wants to have is a t-shirt as a souvenir. So we'll advise participants to come as early as possible to avoid the scramble and possible disappointment of not having a t-shirt. But not having a t-shirt, if it comes to that, will not stop you from participating in the event, which is entirely free of charge. There is more than enough, our sponsors have put in place more than enough refreshment, from water to bananas to sandwiches for everybody, and the medical coverage is excellent. So the population itself has nothing to doubt as far as the perfect organization is concerned.
Are you still doubting if you should make your presence known? This is another opportunity for you to be featured in terms of the end of year. And we have the contribution that says that good evening to you in the studio and good evening to you, President. Just to ask, is there any criteria in terms of participation? This is Ayon Kinge. Thank you very much, Ayon Kinge, for your question. Ayon Kinge is asking if there is any criteria in terms of participation.
No, there is no criteria in terms of participation. Participation is absolutely free of charge. It's absolutely free of charge and open to all.
Definitely.
Just to add, we have a couple of on the posters. We have telephone numbers circulating. Maybe if you want any particular information, or maybe you want to signal the presence of your group, maybe for one reason or another, like to participate in the fitness contest, for example, you just call the number and we'll make specific arrangements. But otherwise, participation is open to all and free of charge.
Okay, we hope that Kinge, you are satisfied in terms of that particular question. Now, let's talk about the Walk of Life is seen as Africa's biggest health and fitness festival. What impact has it had in terms of the community milieu?
Well, the impact is had in terms of the community. Like I said earlier, we've through this event we've been able to diagnose already since the first edition. We've been able to diagnose at the very least 350 persons over the past 3 years for the diseases which I mentioned earlier, particularly hypertension and diabetes. These persons were unaware that they had these diseases, and through this event they were able to change their lifestyles and follow up treatment in a proper manner. Now, what we are going to do this year, or what we are going to insist on, we are going to, the focus this year is to maintain permanent contact with those who will be diagnosed with these diseases. Not only to maybe provide long-term assistance as far as treatment and follow-up is concerned, but as a sports institution, and with our focus now shifting towards community-oriented sports, see how we can integrate them into our Keep Fit groups to ensure that way before the Walk for Life, or we don't only just wait for the Walk for Life, which is an annual event, on a regular basis, even if it's once a week, we meet and carry out minimum or basic physical activities. So that's what we want to do this year. We want to keep in touch or keep contact with those who really need to, who have the urgent need to practice physical activity in order to stay healthy. And by doing these sports together, apart from the physical activity which we'll be doing together, also seeing how with the medical team which we have to provide some kind of long-term follow-up for them for these ailments which may be uncovered.
Definitely. There is a contribution here that is saying that I have been a benefactor to this particular event, and I must say congratulations to you all who have been doing everything possible to make sure that we keep ourselves active after several months of working or carrying on with various activities. And this one is saying that he is grateful for this particular sport fitness festival that you have been organizing. Please, while writing us, tell us your name and where you're writing us from. And away from this appreciative comment, now this year has been branded as a Parisian Walk for Life. How important has a partnership been in achieving this particular project?
Yeah, I would like to thank you for mentioning and giving this opportunity. We would like to use this particular moment to appreciate the management of Paris Fois Deux, as well as all other sponsors of this particular event, but particularly Paris Fois Deux, who have come in as the main sponsor for this event and have done their very best to see how our minimum needs can be met. You know, for every enterprise, regardless of the type of business you are doing, you need healthy clients.
Very true.
If you don't have healthy clients, then you will not make sales. So Paris Fois Deux, as a good corporate citizen, bought into our project, and like many of the companies, or all the companies we approached over 40 companies. The good thing we had while we were negotiating with them was that at least they had been following the event from its inception, and the negotiations were made easy because there was some form of credibility as far as the event is concerned. They themselves had been following. So what we did in the past played a very, very big role towards securing this partnership, and we have a bigger challenge now with this company as our principal sponsors, as well as other companies and individuals who are accompanying us. The organizing committee has a very, very big challenge to make sure that we deliver, and that everybody who has invested in this project, because I must say there are individuals who have reached out to us too and say, hey, I don't have money, I don't have much, but I have at least a 5,000 francs. It can buy a pallet of water, it can buy a couple of syringes, it can buy a t-shirt. There are many people who have reached out to us like that on an individual basis. So we owe it to these people to make sure that what they have invested in this particular event, to make sure that members of our community smile and that lives are touched. We owe it to them to ensure that we actually give the very, very best. So I'd like to use this opportunity to thank Paris Fois Deux and all other corporate entities and individuals who have invested their resources and their time in supporting this project.
Definitely. And I know that to organize such a magnitude of an event, it takes a lot, which means that definitely challenges are going to come in place. Now tell us, what are some of the challenges aside of getting partnerships that you have faced in organizing the event throughout the years?
The most, like you've cited the most obvious one, which is getting credible support and partners to help in terms of putting in place resources to carry out the event. I think that's the most difficult one. In terms of challenges, now you will find other normal organizational challenges and delays which you may face from time to time. But on the contrary, I think we've rather been blessed, apart from these regular challenges, because when you organize an event like this, what actually makes a difference is the quality of people you have at your disposal to make things happen. Since the start of this project, we've had a fantastic team of young men and women, very, very young men and women, I must say. In the days ahead, we'll be releasing the profiles of the key people behind this event, be it volunteers, be it organizing committee members. And if I just have to do a rough guess, the average age of the people behind this project should be around 27 years old. And these young men have been fantastic. These young men and women have been fantastic over the years. I mean, putting their time, most importantly, their skills together to serve their communities for virtually nothing. I think that has been a blessing, and that has been the difference as far as our event is concerned. And one of the key aspects that differentiates this particular event from any other similar event has been the commitment from these particular young men and women. I think that's been a blessing. I really can't, apart from the normal organizational challenges which you may face, like when you're organizing any other event, particularly difficulties in putting resources together, I rather want to count our blessings and the people whom we've had as volunteers over the past years and members of the organizing committee have been a marvelous blessing to this event. And I would like to be positive and like to look forward. We are 2 weeks away from the event, and we'll just commit it into God's hands and pray that we have a hitch-free event as far as any maybe unwanted medical situations or security situations are concerned.
Definitely. And talk to us about your most rewarding aspect in terms of continuing this initiative. What has been that very positive point